Hey guys, in my last video, I talked about what is my fanciest cue, my most intricate cue. In this video, I want to talk about my what to me is my prettiest cue. This is my Pete Omen, and I bought this a few years ago at Derby City. I'd won a South or I won a Joss West, sold that, and bought like 4 cues with that money. This is one of them that I bought. This cube really caught my eye for several reasons. And as far as I'm concerned, this is, I don't know, the prettiest cube ever made in history. No, it's not. Just that I've seen, that I own, certainly. And kind of like I did with my nitty, I was kind of thinking, you know what, I've got some nice cues and I'm not really playing with them. They're in the cases. When all of my cues were over here on the wall, it was easy to just go grab one and shoot. But it was a little bit too easy. And it made my inner pool player mad that I kept switching stuff up. And he's like, well, how the hell am I supposed to be consistent when you keep switching cues? And I don't blame him. But I was thinking about, hey, you know what? This is my prettiest cue, and I hardly ever shoot with it. Let's shoot with it. You know, do a little bit more with it than I did when I first bought it, which was really good leave. More on the really good leave with this cue. Here, let's do a little bit more with it than I did when I got it and I shot my practice strokes. I have shot with it a couple times since then, but never a lot. So this morning I am shooting with it. And I will tell you what, for as pretty as the cue is, it has some issues for me as a playing cue. I talked last night when I did the nitty video about what a good hit that had. I was pleasantly surprised with the hit that it had. This one doesn't have. I mean, it's not the worst hit in the world, but it's nowhere near even maybe my top 15 hitting cues. It just isn't. There's For me that means there's inconsistency in what the cue ball does. There's inconsistency on how far the cue ball goes. When you hit a shot, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that happens before that cue ball starts moving. You get sound, obviously. You get a little bit of heat, a little bit of deflection. All kinds of physicsy stuff happens when you hit the cue ball, and then the cue ball starts moving. And the way I define a good hitting cue, it's just a more efficient process. The cue ball gets moving more quickly. There's less energy being used up generating sound and heat and stuff like that. It, and I'm seeing that a lot. Even here, just the last couple of hours this morning, I'm seeing that a lot. Not just inconsistency in what's happening with this, but it's just not as much. Remember I mentioned inconsistency like 5 seconds ago? I could have hit that shot 10 times in a row, and sometimes it's going to do that, and sometimes it's going to come over here where I want it. Inconsistency. I don't like it, and I'm not knocking the guy, you know. So much of this is probably just me. I'm not consistent in my stroke and stuff like that. But there are certain cues that I guess make up for my own shortcomings. I'm going to get behind this 9. Not a consistent amount of right side spin in that case. This is what has been happening with me this morning. I also found that And this did surprise me. This cue does squirt more than most of the cues that I own. If, if I wanted, for whatever reason, to load this up with right English, I have to make a conscious adjustment and aim more in this direction. Not this is an exaggeration, not this much, because I know it's going to squirt back more than I'm used to, or even more than I could reasonably expect. I have to really adjust it, and that, and I don't know if you saw that, but I still hit this point. That's the kind of squirt that I'm getting. So not only is it not the best hitting cue for me, it's squirting a lot. I have to get used to the squirt. I don't think I could ever get used to what I feel like is an inconsistent hit. I don't feel like I could. I don't feel like I want to, that's for damn sure. Because I do have some really good hitting cues. And none of that is taken away from the fact that this cue is damn pretty. And it might be possible that with a different shaft, this cue only came with one shaft. Maybe a different tip, different ferrule. It may be able to do something, make this a good hitting cue. I don't know enough about pull cues to go, oh, well, it's got kind of a weak, wimpy hit because of this. Some part in here, some part back here. I just don't know. It could be anywhere. All I know is, is what I'm seeing. There's a lot of squirt. Look at that. I mean, I'm seriously, you can't tell, unless you guys are all mind readers, you can't really tell what I'm doing. But I'm really trying to compensate for squirt. On that shot there, I had a lot of right English. Really trying to compensate for squirt. Aiming more in this direction because I know the cue ball is going to squirt in this direction, but still not squirting enough. Because this, I mean, it's almost like I have to aim to be missing the 9, which is, well, in my opinion, too much. Like the 7. If I aim to miss the 7 completely on this side with a lot of right English, I might make it. I might not. I'm not aiming to quite miss it. Maybe I should have. This is what the deal is. Man, it's pretty though. It's pretty though. I don't remember how much discussion I did about this cue when I bought it. It's got a 3/8 joint, and I'm dreaming right now when I'm saying my camera's going to focus. It's not. But it's got a 3/8 joint, and the Omen cues have a flat part of the pin right here, like with his logo or his name or whatever. I can't read. I have old eyes. And if my camera focus, you might also see there's some like dried up white material along the pin. That is not because I was really, really happy to get this cue. That is actually cue wax. When I first bought this thing, this shaft, I mean, it was all my strength to get the shaft on. And so I ended up just taking some cue wax and putting it on the threads, working it quite a bit. Toward now, it's tight, but it goes on just fine. I'd rather have it feel tight than feel loose. But that's what that is. It's got the white. I'm not a fan of the white. I've discussed that a billion times. Everything else about this cue, I just love the looks. But look at that. I'm like I said, you guys can't tell, but I'm really trying to compensate for the squirt that I know is there. But I'm not compensating enough. It's like I have to compensate and then really compensate to the point where part of my brain is going, that's way too much compensation, Dave. You're going to miss the shot by a foot, Dave. And I don't know, man. It's surprising to me. Look at that. I was not playing too well. That was a cool shot. I don't know how long it would take me to get used to this cue. If for whatever reason I said, okay, this is going to be my new cue. I'm going to hit the road with this cue. I had a feeling I would go broke pretty quickly. Because I don't think I would get used to this cue in a reasonable time. Man, it just killed me that it's an optical illusion every time. Every time I shoot a shot, it fools me. No, this is not good. And I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Like I said, it might just be me. I have the squirt part of it. Um, I, I've got a bunch of cues, and I'm pretty much always trying to compensate and stuff like that when I pick up a different cue. But this one this morning is fooling me every time. Every time. I'm going to shoot this shot this time, and I'm going to pretend that I'm going to try to shoot it about right here. See if I can lie to myself and say, no, let's overcut the holy crap out of this ball, Dave. Let's do that. With right English. So overcut this ball. And it goes right in the hole. I don't want to have to do that. I don't like having to lie to myself when I'm shooting. Because, well, I'm not a liar in general. But eventually, you would think I would get used to something. And then if I go, oh, you got to tell yourself to overcut that ball, eventually I'm going to start like really overcutting that ball. And then I've got to adjust back the other way and all that. Just don't like it at all. This was never going to be a player key for me. It's even though it's really pretty and still a little bit understated, it's too fancy for me to be carrying around in pool rooms and stuff like that. You guys have played fantastic. Might be a little bit of a different story, but I honestly don't think so. I think that kind of falls into the category, same category as like the nitty cue. You just have to be a very, 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 very good player to have a cue that looks that nice and is that expensive. This cue is not as expensive as that nitty, but it's more expensive than most of the cues you're going to find out, like for league players and even local shortstops and things like that. I think that's all I want to say about it. I did my fanciest cue, and now I've done my prettiest cue, just to get some videos out there. Hope you guys enjoy it. If not, there will be other videos at some point. Thanks, guys.